First of all, let's look at removing the cylinder head. The first operation consists of removing the valve timing components as per the recommended procedure. The rocker cover must then be removed, firstly by loosening all of the bolts by 1/4 of a turn in the opposite direction to the tightening procedure. This operation must be carried out when the engine is cold and by observing the correct loosening sequence in order to avoid any risk of damage likely to lead to leakage after refitting. Once the bolts are removed, you can gain access to the camshafts. In all cases, it is essential to refer to the technical documentation specific to each engine type. The special instructions for removing the camshafts are as follows. Using an indelible marker pen, you must first mark the position of the camshafts and the position of the camshaft bearing caps. After marking, you must loosen the camshaft bearing cap bolts by 1/4 of a turn. On certain engines, it is not necessary to remove the camshafts to remove the cylinder head. You must always refer to the technical documentation to find out about the special procedures for each engine type. The cylinder head must be removed when the engine is cold. Removing the cylinder head is first done by loosening the cylinder head bolts by 1/4 of a turn in the opposite direction to tightening. The cylinder head bolts must be loosened by hand. All removed cylinder head bolts must be replaced if the length under the bolt head is outside of the tolerance. In all cases, you must refer to the technical documentation. The cylinder head is removed by simply lifting it from the cylinder block. It may be necessary to use a plastic mallet to release it. Once the cylinder head is removed, you must place it on a suitable bench to avoid damaging it. Lastly, let's look at removing the valves. All of the components must be marked during the removal operation. Removal of the valves requires special tooling to compress the valve springs, to remove the seals, and to separate the valves. You must take care not to damage the cylinder head face when removing the valves. In all cases, you must refer to the technical documentation to find out about the procedures for removing the valves.